everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make this amazing friend card today. The stamp set we're using is Everything Amazing. It is in the annual catalog, and it has a couple of different sentiments you can use and a couple of different extra pieces. We're going to be using the hearts and the You Are an Amazing Friend today. So we're going to start, let me just put that aside, with a piece of soft suede because we're doing some gold embossing, and I just think the soft suede goes really pretty with the gold embossing. So this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Just give that a nice fold. And then our next piece is a piece of Very Vanilla, and it's cut at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Now I did already run this through the Big Shot, and this is run with the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. So this folder, when it comes out, this is the I'm not going to say the right way because you can obviously use it either way. This is the more embossed way, and this is the, we'll say, the negative, and I really like this side up better. But obviously you can use whatever you'd like to choose. So I'm just going to go ahead and snail that right on to our base. Alrighty. There we go. All right. So then we have some pieces. We have some circles cut out. This is the Rococo Rose, even though I call it Rocco Rose once in a while. I'm trying to correct that. And a soft suede circle. I've run these through the Big Shot. I've used the two biggest circles in the circle dies. And one, the Rococo Rose has the scalloped edge and the soft suede has the smooth edge. So we're just going to put those aside. Now we're going to take a piece of scrap Very Vanilla, and we're going to stamp in the Versamark. All right, so I'm just going to ink this up. It doesn't fit on the stamp pad exactly, so we're going to ink it up. Actually, you know what? Let me just run my embossing buddy over the paper to take away any static, so that way we have the embossing powder go where we would like it to go instead of where it would like to go. All right, so I'm just going to give that a firm press, and then I'm going to just grab in a piece of scrap paper, and we're going to just sprinkle the gold embossing powder right over everything. I use the grid paper. I only like using the side with the inches because that's how I measure, and I do use the measuring on it quite often. So when I'm done with it, then I just flip it over and I use the centimeter side for other things. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to just put that aside and tip the rest of the embossing powder right back into the container. And then we're going to stamp the hearts. We need 3 hearts. So I just have a piece of scrap Rococo Rose. I tend to get embossing powder everywhere. That's all right. It brushes off. Okay, so I'm just going to give this another swipe with the embossing buddy. And then we're going to do 2 of the bigger heart and 1 of the smaller hearts. And we're just going to do that in the Versamark again. Oops, sorry, I keep bumping the camera. And then 1 in the smaller heart. And then again, what we're going to do is we're going to just sprinkle the embossing powder right over that. Like that. Tap it off. Make sure it's everywhere we need it to be. Don't get my big thumbs in the way. And then sprinkle it back in. All right, so let's get that put away so we don't have any accidents. All right, and we're going to bring out our heat tool and get both of these heated up. So I'll do the hearts first. And you just want to hold it over where you are, where you've stamped, until it turns into a nice gold embossing. There we go. It doesn't take too much time. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stamp in these lines, you are an, and then friend. We're going to do that in the Rococo Rose. And we'll start with you are an. And now I can line these up. Watch, I won't do it this time, pretty easily in these lines. However, if you're nervous, you can always grab your Stamparatus and just use that to line it up quickly. But I've been doing pretty well eyeballing. There we go. And we'll get the friend inked up. Let's see. Trying to work around my camera mount isn't easy sometimes. All right, so there's the friend. We'll put those aside. So now what I did do is I fussy cut this out. There aren't framelits, so I did fussy cut it out. So instead of having you watch me just cut paper, I did do this off camera, and I have one already set to go. So you can see I just went around the edges, and you could even get in more if you wanted to, but I thought this was pretty good. I'm just going to trim it up. I see a little bit there that's not quite rounded. All right. So I'm not going to be too fussy with it. And then our last piece is a piece of ribbon that we need. And I'm using the gold metallic edge ribbon in gold. And you don't need too big of a piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my stamping blends. This is the soft suede in light. And I'm just going to color this in. Just running it back and forth really quickly. And we're just adding this as a little detailed piece, so we really don't need too much of it. Snap that in. And then we'll just cut that off. And this is going to be underneath the card. Like I said, I probably have more than I need, but that's okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the soft suede circle onto the Rococo Rose. Like this. So you just see that Rococo Rose peeking out just a little bit. And then we're going to attach the soft suede onto the back. So I'm just going to snail a little bit, lay it down, snail a bit more. Whoops. Should go the other way with the snail on top of it. So we're going to snail. I just need to flip it so I can snail the other way. There we go. And it wants to come up again. All right, let's see if we can get it to stay down. There we go. And then we're just going to flip that over like so. Now my hands are all sticky, but that's all right. Sticky, embossed. Crafters end up with everything, right? Okay, so that you can just see it's just a little detail on here. You could easily leave it off if you wanted to, but I just wanted to add a little something onto the card. So now we're going to put this piece on with our dimensionals. And I think I've got, those are minis. Let's see, I had some out. Here they are. So I'm just going to add a few dimensionals to the back here. You don't need too many, and I am going to stick one over a little bit just like that on that ribbon, just to give it a little extra. Alrighty. Oh, that one's already up. Okay. Whoops. No, it's not. There we go. Alrighty. So then we're just going to attach this right at the edge here. We're going to take our You Are an Amazing Friend. I'm popping this one up on dimensionals too. And you don't want to go all the way out here because that part hangs off of the circle. If you didn't want to fussy cut this, I think it would fit in our oval dies as well. So you could just do a different shape on here. So we're just going to add that on right here. Like that. And then our last step is really just putting on these pretty hearts. I fussy cut the hearts out as well. And honestly, it really didn't take too much time to fussy cut. I don't like to do it, and I didn't mind doing it on this. All right, let's stick one here. And then our last one I'll stick right up here. And you could even add more hearts if you wanted to, or leave those off, whatever you would like. So here's our finished product. I'll just tip it a little so you can see that embossing. And here is our original sample. So I hope you enjoyed this. My links are listed down below, and if you could subscribe and like and comment, I would appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.